Florida Sports Park here in Naples, playing host to Trucks and Tractor Power this weekend. We are ready for round 2 competition. This is the way they match up. It will be Bigfoot 8 against No Problem, Ford against Ford. No Problem, the first round fast loser. We will also have King Crunch against Taurus. Also in round 2, we have the Snake Bite against the Carolina Crusher. It's a sandy and somewhat moist track here, much to the liking of these drivers because they can really hook up the horsepower. And there's a look at our starter with the bright orange gloves on as he stages No Problem, and also Bigfoot. It's a pickup truck against the Ford Bronco. John Moore and Andy Brass.
You were talking about this facility and the drivers like it. This is a complete racing facility. A lot of people aren't aware of it, but I mean, they're serious about their motorsports.
Just off to the left is a go-kart track. I had a chance to take a ride in a couple of go-karts earlier. That was a lot of fun as Andy Brass has a little fun on that run. Wins over John Moore. I'll tell you what, it is just difficult on any surface at any facility to beat Andy Brass in that Bigfoot truck.
It's kind of like a fighter pilot. There's something to see that guy's britches that lets him feel how to handle that truck.
In motorsports, we call it a package. He has the vehicle, the horsepower, the suspension, and of course the driver has the ability. The package wins the race. Andy Brass victorious. He is standing by now with Army Armstrong.
Andy, there seems to be a lot of controversy. Well, really, it's turmoil back in the pit area. What seems to be the problem?
Well, we're having a lot of controversy and problems today. Our timing lights we don't think are operating right. And then again, here a while ago on the line, we was also in the pits. We watched Taurus move on the line. The ruling on that is once you're set and staged, you're not supposed to move or you're DQ'd for the day. Here they didn't catch it. The guy on the starting line caught it. They don't seem to catch it at the playback video, but the guys in the pits that are watching on their video, they've caught it. A few of us have caught it, and we've said something, but nothing seems to be taking place of it. And with the money and stuff that's involved here, you know, this makes it important for the guys to be catching this stuff, because if it's not caught, then it's the other guys lose out, or it can affect the things later on down in the lineup.
So a disconcerted Andy Brass. He's victorious, but now here's what he refers to. Now watch Eldon Depew move right there. Now, according to Andy, that should be, he said, a DQ.
No, the rule book says once the vehicle is set, it must stay set until the light turns green. That's what the rule says.
But then if the official says it's okay, how do you override the official? Well, anyway, some frustration on the part of some drivers back in the pit area.
Any guy that wears yellow gloves that color stands between two monster trucks I am not going to argue with.
Well, there is the Taurus truck of Eldon Depew and the Auto Value King Crunch of Scott Stevens. This is round 2 competition from the south of Florida. We're in Naples. What a beautiful location for motorsports. They drained the swamp to bring on the monsters, and look at that. Look at that. That is a thorough thrashing by Eldon Depew, and there's a happy one there. But look at Eldon lock it up and slide to a stop in the mud.
Gary, this is just one of those days where everything is starting to fall into place for the Taurus truck.
But right now, there is a cloud of controversy circulating around Eldon Depew. Let's check in with a young chauffeur.
Eldon, you seem to be like the new kid in school. Everybody's paying a whole lot of attention to you. There's a lot of problems over there about your starting techniques. Can you explain it?
You know, I don't know what their problems is with my starting technique. You know, I just try to get myself ready, and I guess they're thinking I'm jumping the gun, but all I'm really doing is putting the truck up on the brake a little bit, you know, so I get a little better start.
Well, there's how he explains it. Perhaps that's not the way the other drivers see it.
Well, that's a common practice in the sport of drag racing. I can understand it, but the bottom line is, and let's let the spectator make the call, the rules say when it's set, it does not move.
He did move. All right, here is Colt Cobra in Snake Bite. He is in the far lane, and now staging. It is the Carolina Crusher, Gary Porter.
I tell you, the drivers, they're excited about being in front of this crowd. These people are so receptive. It's the first time these trucks have been in this part of the country, and they are just putting on one whale of a show. Look at this.
Sounded like Gary nailed the throttle, came back out of it, then back in the throttle.
Yeah, burped the throttle and went right back for him.
I love the terminology in racing, burp the throttle. We should do an entire glossary of motorsports.
You sprint car guys got your own language. We got ours, but we're all having fun, and that's what it's all about.
Well, the folks here in Naples are certainly having fun as we get ready for semifinal action. We'll take a look at the pairings, but well, right now the Sippy Hole has been turned into a junkyard here at Florida Sports Park. But for the semifinal, Bigfoot 8 against Taurus, and the Carolina Crusher against King Crunch, the fast loser from that last round. as there's a good crowd on hand. And I tell you, they have been very, very receptive and very responsive to the monster trucks here in the south of Florida. And here's a look at Bigfoot, and they're staging Eldon Depew in the Chevrolet Taurus. Now let's watch his starting technique and see if it happens again, Army.
He talks about getting the truck up on the brake. That's the same thing as putting your foot on the brake and your foot on the gas and tightening it up. There he did.
I see, jumps again. Now you're saying by the rule book that should be a disqualification. Well, it doesn't really matter because Bigfoot with Andy Brass is the winner of this semifinal round, but once again, the other drivers are saying he should have been disqualified earlier.
Okay, what I'm saying is the rule, like I say, all I'm going to do is give you the rule book. You make the decision. The rule book says once you're set, you don't move till the light goes green. He moved.
Well, I would think that that would be a disadvantage because he comes out of the throttle after he burps it. About the time the light changes, Brass is in the throttle. He's out of the throttle.
He did that time. They're saying he didn't do it the other time.
Well, let's watch again. Now watch again.
We're going to key on him. If the truck moves at all, he should be disqualified. Enough said. Okay, Gary, he did go up on a brake, but Andy Brass went up on the other end.
And Andy Brass will be going to the championship round here in Naples, and let's visit with Andy now.
Andy, your win over Taurus seems to have been a very popular one. These people are really just jumping and shouting for you here today.
That's right. I knew when we come up the line against Eldon, he's been running good. We've been watching his times all day, so we knew he was going to make a good run. We just got to push the truck hard. We pushed it a little bit. I checked my times. We come up with a lot slower time than what I wanted. So we're over there checking the truck out, and we're thinking maybe something went wrong.
Andy Brass has the best mustache in all of motorsports. And here's the GMC Auto Value King Crunch of Scott Stevens. And there's the Chevrolet, the Carolina Crusher of Gary Porter. The winner here goes on to face Foot for the championship.
And we know the final is going to be Ford versus GMC or General Motors against Ford Motor Corporation.
And it's going to be the Chevy of Gary Porter.
Now, he cleared that final set of cars. First interview of the day, Andy Brass said, you've got to clear the final set of cars. The big question here, who's going to have lane choice to get in that right lane? That could determine the winner.
So it will be Ford against Chevrolet. Give the fans something to cheer about here in Naples. Look once again. Now, Scott Stevens got the whole shot. Again, it's the horsepower right here, and he clears that last set of cars. If there is a most improved driver, it's Gary Porter. Here he is with Army.
Gary, you've been here many times before. You know the drill. What are you going to do?
Oh, the pressure's there. Bigfoot, he's running awfully strong today. I'm just going to try to get him on the light and get a good takeoff. And hopefully the truck after the first set of cars, hopefully it'll land straight and I'll just stay in it hard as I can.
Who gets lane choice in this race?
I have lane choice this time. I'll be in the right lane. That's where I've been running all day. And it's still going to put Bigfoot in the lane he's been running all day. So it should be a really close race.
And Army, you know that these guys will bring out the best in each other. It's Chevy against Ford for the championship in Naples. We're coming right back. Stay with us.